So good morning, everyone. Let us start with the transaction and expenses today. So let us understand this with the help of an example. Now see, transaction basically are the events which take place in the business on day-to-day basis. Okay, that means, for example, let us talk of the grocery store. Now what do you think what happens in a grocery store? It is a, let's say, trading business. Okay, that means you buy the goods from someone and you sell it to the customers, right? That means sale of goods to be cash or credit. This is a transaction, right? Payment received on invoices. Invoices are the bills. Obviously, that are transactions. That means all the debtors might have made the payment to the business. Purchase of fixed assets, depreciation of fixed asset over time. Depreciation means the diminution in the value of an asset or reduction in the value of an asset over a period of time due to wear and tear. Okay, so that means, for example, fixed assets they get depreciated. Investments, business loans, dividends to investors, and sale of assets. These all are the examples of accounting transactions. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of financial transaction and non-financial transaction? Financial transaction basically is a transaction which can be measured in terms of money, and they are recorded in the books of accounts. But the non-financial transactions cannot be measured in terms of money and they will not be recorded in the books of accounts. What does it mean? That means जो transactions आप पैसे की form में transfer कर सकते हो, लिख सकते हो, convert कर सकते हो, वही transactions आप books of accounts में लिखेंगे. Suppose example, आग लग गई, fire लग गई, ठीक है? But you don't know how much of the goods got lost. You don't know the value of the goods. You cannot write it in the books of accounts. If you write fire occurred in business, that is not sufficient. If you want to write it in the books of accounts, you have to know the value of items which got destroyed. Okay, so that means non-financial transaction is increase in the efficiency of the employees. That means आपकी employees की efficiency बढ़ गई है, employees की skills बढ़ गई हैं because of training program conducted by the company. So this will not be recorded in the books of accounts because it cannot be measured in terms of money. You cannot measure the hard work of the employees. You cannot measure the loyalty of the employees, right? So this approval of the board directors to invest in a new project is also a transaction, but it is a non-financial transaction. Suppose you wanted to invest in a new project, but you have to make the board directors agree with you the investment. So if you made them, you gave the board directors have given you the consent to invest in a new project. It's also a transaction. Okay, but non-financial one. Financial transactions, for example, expenses pay worth rupees 30,000, income tax worth rupees 1 lakh. All these are the financial transactions. इसको हम पैसे की फॉर्म में वैल्यू कर सकते हैं. Next, members are the expenses. Now, expenses basically क्या होती है? Economic cost which is incurred by the business on the operating activities of the business. So expenses, economic cost incurred by the business on the operating activities of the business. Okay, what does it mean? For example, you have to pay salaries to employees. It is an operating activity means whatever is being conducted in the business. जो business की activities हैं, business की जो manufacturing activities हैं, business की जो activities हैं manufacture करने की, उसके expenses सारे. जो समाज आप बेच रहे हो, जो सामान आप बेच रहे हो, जो things आप बेच रहे हो, उसकी expenses, उसकी वो expenses होते हैं. तो जो आप बेच रहे हो उससे रिलेटेड जो भी खर्चे होते हैं उसको हम property expenses बोलते हैं. Paying salaries to employees, paying rent of the building, travel and transportation, advertising costs. These all are the expenses which are conducted in relation to the business. So they will all be considered under the expenses of the business. So thank you.